Morning, Dowse.
Morning, David.
A week or two halves, probably. Yeah. We'll come to that in a minute, if we may. But first of all, you've got some news for us about some new signings.
Yeah, Sam Ashford and Nicky Muir. Nicky's from, Aussie used to be a Hartlepool, quite like him up there. Centre forward, a Hampton. He done well against Word in his practice game the other day as well. Scores goals, and that's what we've got to try to get, and the same as Sam, really. They like that eye for goal. They can play anywhere along the front three, play just off the front as well. And I just think we need to try to get a couple of goal scorers in as well. You can't rely on Johnny, and you can't rely on a young 17-year-old kid all the time to do that. So it's just a thing you have a bit of power as well, which Nico will give us some power. Hold up play as well, which I think we've missed since Heidi's been here, to be honest, where where ball goes in the front, it sticks, and that's the midfield players join in. So we're looking after more. To be honest, we're looking after more after the other night, and we've got this Wembley dream, if you like, and stuff like that. Well, we're not just going to turn it on like a tap straight away for the semi-final. We need performances before that, and there's a lot of players out there who would play for free, to be honest, to have a dream of going to Wembley. So if that's what I've got to do, and we've got to get 5 or 6 in like that, that's what I'll do. It was just a massive disappointment on night. So that's why the 2 players are here, and hopefully it'll be a third shortly. I'm delighted to get them both on board.
And Sam Ashford is currently at Crawley.
Yeah, Crawley. So yeah, it sounds like Crawley. And it's been going on for a little while, actually, back and forwards with Johnny Ems, who's a top man there. And he needs to play first team football. We can offer him that. And with Nico's season finishing as well, and he needs to get playing. And we've looked into that market. There's some you can't touch because they're still talking about this other league and all that. And there's others in the fire. We've got one lined up, hopefully for a couple of weeks as well, which might be quite exciting for everybody. But the bottom line is, at the minute, if we feel so we need to add, and we feel so some of the ones needed, either go on furlough or have a breather, that's what we'll do.
Right. So, as I said before, a week of 2 halves. Let's arguably a good half and a bad half. Let's start with the good half, because that came first.
I got a good half, and it was great opening game. It's very attacking style.
It was.
I thought, we attacked them. I think that's the best way of playing against Torquay. We attacked us. It could have been 4-4. If it was a league game, it probably a draw would have been a fair result. But we've had that at Torquay. We've got a couple of 1-0s against them, and he beat us 4-1 before, and we drew 3-0. Usually there's chances, and it could have been, if it wasn't for Craig Ross, we wouldn't have won the game. But at the flip side, we've had a good chance at the other end as well, where Musa's header off the line, Johnny's got a score, and all the rest of it. So it was a great cup time, and did we get away with that goal at the end? I think so, to be honest. But we've had a lot of good. Was it a penalty? I think it was an inch outside the box, me personally. And the chances I think if Musa had scored that one early on, we would have won it, not comfortably, but by more. Because we never. But 2 halves, yeah. It's just when you go on Tuesday, and I let myself watch the goal on Tuesday. I mean, the end was just trying to work there, and the goal we conceded at Alton, and I didn't know what me to set the Venice. I didn't know what we right back staying 500 yards away. I didn't know how one of their blokes can go past 2 our midfield players to score. And at half time against Tuesday, I thought that's enough for me. Like, to be honest, with some of them, it's just ridiculous. It's a highs and lows of football. We've got that, but you go and we played very attacking. With 2 wingers who want to run at people, and you want to get Kane off the front to wear and join in. And when they don't do it, and especially when I went to town 10 men, you've got to get somebody to pick a pass. When we took a midfielder off and put Max on, we couldn't have went any more attacking. But you did see some. I think we missed a sitter again, and that would have changed and would have won the game 1-0. So it's like, what I was disappointed about most of all was the pride thing comes in, because I thought that could have set up, because if I'd have won that would have been 4 wins out of 6. Now, that would have been a very good run. But getting beaten again and how we got beat, I was absolutely fuming, and still was, and still am. Like, I know I've got to snap out of it. Of course I do, but absolutely fuming about the people's attitude. So we're obviously even at half time, we're looking at you like dull, thinking, we need a leader, we need a character in there. We do, and we never had one. And then I just looking, thinking, we're just waiting, because I knew they kind of get relegated, and because I knew about the semi-finals come up, we can't just turn on for a cup game. But it could be a great week. The only thing is, it could be a great week. So tomorrow, I'm not daft about tomorrow's game. We've had a great result against Notts County. Should have won the game. I spoke to Neil already today. Should have won the game. Kings Lynn, it'd be a tough nut to crack. But I'm well aware where the result is, because we'll win the game on Saturday. It's been an outstanding week for a football club. Surely everybody will be delighted about the week, semi-final, and and the 3 points away from a relegation zone. And if we lose a game, it could be, oh, we're only a cup team, only, and all that, So I'm well aware where we are, you know what I mean?
You mentioned attitude, and it's no good only turning up for the cup games. Is that what happened, do you think, on Tuesday?
I do no. We got well looked after. Martin got Gary Neville got in the hotel. And schools was there and things like that, and we got well looked after. And I'm looking, and it was just mind-boggling being on the side, and like even at half time we try to give it. Listen, don't worry, let's go and play and let's enjoy and play. And it was like a dullness, and that's when I thought myself, have I got to, like things go through your mind. Do a couple of it's not confidence and out like that because I've got a bit of just one bloody against the top of the table. But I just looked at him, I thought, I looked at it again, I thought, I'm not going to look at the goal. And I looked at the goal this morning before I got here, and that's cheered us up, to be honest, because if you get in the highlights and look at a goal, you'll never get a worse goal in non-league football. You'll never get a one where a midfielder can get it put in the front. You see the two centre-halves are like, one dives in, one has his hand behind his back. The player, a midfielder who's run off our two, the right backs may as well be in the blinking heart, and you're thinking, and Craig Ross is standing there, and you're thinking, that's against 10 men, and that's to decide how you've got to win games. So, listen, I was firm and very disappointed. Listen, losing games is one of them things, and we keep saying there'll be some doing not to go the other way and say, well, what's happening here, and we should be doing better than we were last season. That's a pathetic thing to say, man. That's crap. That's just, they've got now today, so that works, so they'll start whacking on it. So that's stupid. But I did expect to win the other night. I thought it would have been a good turning point. I thought 11 against 11, I thought we were probably better. When he had 10, I thought we should have won the game. Simple as that. So it's but I was massively disappointed on the thing. But again, football's funny. If we win a game tomorrow, it's been an outstanding week for our football club. If we lose a game tomorrow, it's been a bad week. That's how it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to the good half of the week, if you like. Then,
lovely.
And qualifying for the semi-final of the trophy, a competition that's held very dear here at Woking, as you know very well. You must have been thrilled to bits.
Thrilled, and just thrilled because we could never had a harder draw ever in all that, And I mean, however, a good non-league tradition. I played there when on the 4th division, just beat all the shot they have on penalties. It'll be a hard nut to crack, but it would have been hard beating Dover and Bromley. And obviously the two top teams, Sutton and Torquay, it could never been a harder run. So if we get there fully deserve it, I think everybody. I mean, I'm just hoping that I really am hoping they're using it as a guinea pig event for the final, which is rumours going around the night. I just hope even get 1,000 tickets. But look after people who've been like I've had. I was here. I'm probably getting stick. I don't know if I'm probably getting stick as well. Losing the other night. I get, but I've had unbelievable messages, man. Like I'm talking about 18 messages of good people. Dowse, you're there, Dowse now. One from my chairman, by the way, who always rings us up and all that, and stuff like that, and Johnny Gatz and people like that. And so, you got John Moneyhams and all like even I could mention all names, and it's great. So what goes with one goes the other. It's like you want to do for them. So if we could get tickets, I would go downstairs and say, listen, can I buy 80 myself and give it to them people? Not because on my side, because they're proper like the supporters. You want to look after the supporters. You want to look after the ones who are with you for the bad times and the good times, not the ones, because, I wouldn't go and see I'm not saying I saved the club, but we, we're nearly did, to be honest, like where, after a cup run and all the rest of it, and the promotions and the blinking development we had to go through, and all of a sudden the budget we had to go through, and I'm not daft where we are, and it's pointless going to Earl Ground, because I can keep saying this, so from now on, David, don't let us talk about it after this, to be honest, but the people know, like the Rosemary and all that, they know what we had to go through, but now it's time of digging in. I've got to dig in as a manager. I've got to get results. I've always said it's a results business. If we're not getting them, yes, I'll take a blame, but some of the stuff are pathetic. And but we need to win tomorrow. The end of the matter is, if we can't and get the trophy final and we can finish mid-table, it's been an outstanding season for our football club again. We'll not get relegated, don't worry about that. We'll get enough points. But if we've got to sign 8 or 9, because the worst thing where my mind ticks all the time is, if some of the players are drained about the COVID or drained about got to work and come to the football club as well, then I might have to go and say it's best off for them to be furloughed because I'm mentally not right, and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, if I put a little thing out in the next week or two saying I've got 9 places up for Wembley, with 1 chance to play at Wembley. That's how we've got 2 players in today. 1 chance to play at Wembley. 1 chance, as long as we get up in the league a little bit, you got 1 chance, 1 thing about playing the best stadium in the world. It's certainly an ambition of mine. The football club, deep in history, goes back to that again. I reckon I'll get about 30 people in the Football League who say, I want to play at Wembley, I want to do this. And so that's how I might have to do it if I haven't got enough in that team, which I've been finding out. It's like looking at the Conference South team there, who's been fantastic for this football club. Now, can we go and turn it around again tomorrow and go again? That's what I'm hoping, because I would like to try to back them. If I can it, when I know I'll have to take a gamble on the semi-final, I know I'll have to take a gamble and say, can I get 8 or 9 players in? I know I will, so there's no good pretend I do, because that's how I feel. You know, I'm not after them trying to do us a favour as a club. But I'd like to go back to, I do hope I can get a couple of thousand people in at Wembley, and I'd like to say I would buy the tickets myself and start saying, listen, you know, what a lot of people, a lot of loyal fans out there who deserve to be there.
So
you've been one of them, David. You can sit on the bench with me.
Instead
of Daya.
Not sure the FA would allow.
This is a bit of tackling awareness, I'll help you. No, let's put Martin's not here, so instead of Martin. So.
Might trip over me monopod on the camera. Might be tricky.
Right.
So, would it be an exaggeration to say that the next couple of games are the last chance saloon for some people?
100%. We've dug in the best we can. That's what we're doing. And, you know, again, I have some sensible chats in car parks and all that, you know, and people, when I see people, because I still can, obviously, I know, and some of them being good, that's not good enough there. We've got to score more goals and all that, you know, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's fair enough. And losing a couple of games, yeah, that's fair enough. Coming down the table, I think that's fair and all that, you know. But not the spanner who thinks we should have done better than we did last season. That's just twisted thick. That's just thick people. That's what you are. How can we go through what we've been through, COVID, on budget slashed, on blinking ground slashed, on new ownership and things like that, and can sign the best player when everybody's taken up. Like, we're talking about Neil Alden this morning. He's in charge of the biggest club in our league, and he's finding it hard going into the league to get players because everything's taken up. So I think it's pathetic. But yeah, fair, some criticism on players. I can only go what I believe in. Like, now the questions will be asked now. You know, and from in the club, not just outside the club, the questions are going to be on me now, which I know as a manager, you know, I've got to take, because we've had between Ian and Mark, we've had an unbelievable, man. You know, what's stupid is we're Hampton, boom, Kingstonian, there, Hampton, there, selling players for millions of pounds, coming here, there. If I'm in a couple of bad months, I've got to swallow it, and I've got to swallow stick, and you've got to have thick skin, and I do it mine, fair stick. And you said something before the camera's on. I thought that's fair enough what you said there, because it is fair, but not But within the group, me directors and chairman and all that, you know, they're all obviously being very supportive and wonderful. And I'm meeting John Gatz 1:30 on the Zoom today, and they want to meet me about the future on Monday, which is great and very positive and all that. And I'll make sure we'll keep on going straight. We really will. But they're obviously going to ask questions saying, Holloman, they'll say you're too loyal. That's going to be a massive question, because when I was at Millwall, I was thinking the same. When John Dotley, remember John Dotley?
Yeah.
We went to Millwall, we went, boom, first division, boom, 8th top. And I thought you're being too loyal to players, because they went, don't end up getting relegated. So the greatest manager in Millwall says he got relegated. And I weren't the same boat of that being too loyal to people know me inside out, know me ways when I go into, know me ways of motivation, know me ways how we are on the training ground, how we've been too loyal to the players, and face off it where not so much that we haven't done any harm to each other, but how we've been together too long. You know what I mean? Like I might have 6 players on the board I've been with quite a long time. It's quite a long time. Is it time now to change? The signings who had to try, were not right signings for this football club and all that, you know, because I had to go and boom, I'm sitting there here, well, we've got no choice, we've got to sign him. I'm not going to say we've got no choice, we've got to sign him. What else can we do? We've got 2 players in now, one of them's free of charge completely. You know, I'm doing Johnny Eames, not cost a penny, thanks to Johnny Eames, I appreciate that. He ain't costing 1 penny, you know, and stuff like that. He ain't bad for nothing. You know, we've had to do that for West Broms and things like that. So I have, like I'm talking about players here, do we think, good old Dowse, because, you know, I have raised £60,000 in the season before in different ways and trying to help out the club. And obviously, Dowse is sorted. No, I think I've come to that time thinking, you know, I like you saying, is it time now? Yeah, it's time for the players now to show that I want to be. You're not a player for me, play for a football club here, and actually show a determination that I want to be here, because my patience has run out completely after a half-time team talk your idea where I thought I'd give them, like usually I would come in and say, listen, but I come in and I encourage them to have, say, listen, forget about that, let's play, let's do it, let's be sharp, let's go. And when you don't get a response, that's got to come from a manager. Now, if a manager goes, then if a players go, well, I'm staying, you know, and I'm going to build a club up, so if you let it go, and that's the way of it. So I just looked and I looked at it. If you get the highlights on and get ultimately on the highlights, look at the body language, us defending for that goal, look at the body language. For me, you know what, not hammering players at all, just being honest. So if I've got to change the whole complexion in the next couple of weeks and go and gamble on a semi-final, that's what I'll do. Okay.
Just to finish off, you said players are thinking, it doesn't matter, we're safe, there's no relegation. I mean, do you actually, is that what the rumours are? Because there's all this stuff about the North and South teams coming together.
Not happen. Not happen. In North and South won't happen.
You think it'll be voted down?
100%.
Right.
I would never thought it would happen, and it won't. It can't happen. It's ridiculous. So it is now, even having Jack yesterday, didn't
Yes,
it?
they did. Yes.
And I believe there's 6 of us who did it all. I believe I had a meeting and only half of them turned up, and it's not going to happen. So are players thinking that? No, I don't think they're thinking that, because we're not getting relegated. But the bottom line is, I don't want to relax atmosphere about the thing and just say, okay, listen, I like to think through this time, especially with, say, Ian Meany and gone down to Blackie's pub on a Thursday and saying, listen mate, how the hell are we going to get out of this? And I was actually concerned massively about the whole thing. So how I feel at the minute in the stick I'm getting, whatever, I don't mind that, because that's how I was feeling 3 months ago. But we worked our socks off trying to get a player in, work with socks off trying to get Musa back in, Loza back in, and better signings, and all the rest of it. We've had some what haven't worked out, obviously, and all that, So for the sake of the work, we're only halfway through the season now. I'd rather just gone the other way and say, I just want everybody to give everything I've always had. And if everybody gives everything, we'll walk away and look them in the eye and look at me at the eye. I don't think we had that eye contact the other day. I thought, I'm not saying not give everything, but the determination to win a game, a winnable game against 10 men up there, and the way we conceded the goal and the way we conceded, I'm thinking, so so I don't think they'll not see that, but deep down, the teams down the bottom, will they be thinking what Dover's doing? I can't get relegated. I always said, we sign if we'll get relegated. But the bottom line is, you're looking at it, you're thinking, well, if we can't, but I've got to do a different thing now, saying, listen, Wembley be a dream and all this, but we've got to win games of football, and we've got to win some games coming up and compete against these teams the best we can. And the bottom line is, if you don't feel the same, the best off getting furloughed for their mental health as well. There's like, see, I kept saying like last week about 2 weeks ago about the 2 different bubbles. Some lads work and all the rest of it. So they're best off for the mental side, like Tops, for example, saying they need the job more in the football really, and things like that. There's a few who's best off doing that, to be honest. So that's a chat I've got to have. I'll find out how a lot more. The 2 lads will come in, should play, and I'll find hopefully Casey's fit, he should play, hopefully. And but the bottom line is, we need to find somebody who's got a heart and desire to win a game. It's easy for them, and I leave them out the mother. Oh, here we're going again. It's the manager's fault. It's Miz's fault. It's his fault. It's the teammates' fault. The back four is this. I mean, it's good. It's a little bit too much for me, to be honest. We've got to get a side out there who wants to compete and wants to win a game tomorrow.
Okay. Something I had written down last week and didn't get round to. I just want to finish off with this. I said finally on the last.
Go on, David. You crack on, son.
It was in a light-hearted comment where after you'd said it may be that you needed to furlough players if we went out of the trophy. Someone said, well, if you do that, and I apologise to the person, I can't remember who it was, said, if you do find you have to do that, can you please keep Gehring and Diarra and play them up front with Jack Cook in the hole just behind them?
I think that.
That was brilliant.
No, 100%. There's lots of different things we're thinking. We're not daft. Like I say, I'm talking to you and a bit about what we can and can't do and all the rest of it, but because you just want people to. What I want people to do is realise they should be grateful being footballers. That's what I want people to do. That they want to be full time. And if I get the 5, I want to be full time. They want to be a player, and I do it because what we need now is a Neil Smith. We need Smudger.
Yeah.
Not somebody who would dig somebody out and look at their own back. Somebody who will dig it, but also when he's doing bad, okay, I'm one of them. If I could get Neil Smith now as a player, that's what we need in this football club. Just to drag somebody up there, not be nasty about it for a comment, even against me. I just ignore the gaffer for now and all that, because in the modern world, just calm down a little bit, whatever, and because sometimes I just use the last few months, the bond I've got, it's either said nastily or the finger point, because it's I've just watched a goal. I'm thinking it's your fault, man. It's your fault. I need Smudger, like that's what I'm trying to look. If I could get one of them in now. When you look at a team who had the other night, I know you mentioned about the 2 defensive midfield players. We want Napper, winger, go on, get on with it. Boom, Loza, boom, Kane join in. So one or 2 sitters and we want to give a couple of lads a breather, like Cooper as well. Didn't work out. So I had to take that responsibility. Would I put Musa up top? He looked the most effective player we had the other night when he was up top, to be honest. But I have put Musa up top a few times because he can't do the aerial threat. It's like Andy Carroll if it comes in, blah blah. Again, would I put him up top? No. And all that, Cook. No, and all that, So it's only Musa would. I think honestly, there's so it's there's a couple of good questions there, but we'll have a look at that. Put young Jaden centre half there.
Yeah. He's got a very good spring.
Yes, he has got a good spring.
I imagine that it was a light-hearted suggestion,
of course,
based on the fact that a sort of central front three of Gehring, Diarra and Cook would terrify quite a lot of defenders because of their bulk.
Oh, it would terrify me watching them and all. To be fair, like, you know what I mean, it could be even worse. But we need that sort of player. I don't know where we missed Hayde, we missed goals because Hayde brought goals and brought. You know, he held the ball up very well. We've missed that, to be honest, to bring up as in the game. That's what I think, you know, and we do look to play with wingers and run at people. And then when it goes wrong, we do miss. But that's very much on the shopping list we talked about yesterday. So we got a list of players who have got to improve with and all that, you know, and that's massively. We need somebody who can score 20. We're going to push into the, let's say, the top 10 market next year, or top 12 market and all that, which I think they might want to try to do in positional wise. Like we did last season, I suppose. Then we need somebody like that who's going to score with 20 odd goals. It's a lack of goals what costs, because if you think, I think Max is top scorer, is that right? And Kane Ferdinand, second top scorer. And that ain't right. The other midfield players aren't going to score for Toffee. We need wingers to get up there. We need a centre forward to score goals. And we might say we only get one chance. People in this league don't get that many more than one chance, and that's the secret of the centre forward or winger who takes the chances, or a corner step player takes the chances. Because in our league, people say, you know, I had somebody come here and say, well, he's only had 2 chances. You don't need that many more. Not to be honest, you've got to score. That's how football works at our level. You know, at our level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's hope for better things tomorrow, and then again next Tuesday.
Yeah, look forward to 2 home games. Look forward to them.
Yeah.
Okay.